In the R&B system, heartbreak isn't just an emotion, it's Exhibit A. Classic albums once revered as timeless can become cold cases. Two dedicated investigators, T and Regg, reopened these cases as members of an elite squad known as the Special R&B Unit. Their mission? Scrutinize every silky harmony, soul-stopping vocal run, and diva anthem to decide if each record still holds up or belongs in the clearance bin. These are their stories.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
I'm Taurian B.
It's good to be back, man. This, schedules be scheduling, man. This month is flying already.
Yeah.
Month got the fuck up. May got the fuck up out of here.
I feel like it's just I feel like May just like it just was May 1st.
Yeah. I legit just got comfortable with packing my North Face away the other day because this weather been so dumb.
This weather sucks, bro.
Yeah.
I was wearing my North Face last week.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. And especially I know like you go on your walks with Mav and didn't you walk the other day to Brooklyn Bridge?
To Dumbo. I walked from here all the way downtown to over the Brooklyn Bridge, down to Dumbo, and I walked all the way to Times Square back.
It's fire. And you logging that, right? Logging that on your watch?
Well, okay, so here's the other thing, and I guess this is the problem with Nike. When you're pushing a stroller, it doesn't record all of it.
Oh, because your hands aren't in motion. Like you're just okay.
And sometimes I forget, and so sometimes I'll just take one hand off and do one hand on the shoulder, but it's not that easy. But,
yeah.
That pissed me. One day I was like, what the fuck? There's no way. There's no way. Cause typically on a regular day I walk at least 2 miles, so I'm like,
yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened.
It is what it is. Technology.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Well, since the last time we linked.
Okay. Well, the thing that's the most fresh in my mind is Elon Musk and Trump. I know we're not a political show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Elon Musk and Trump not being friends no more is the craziest thing ever, man. First the fat boys break up. Now every day I wake up.
But I don't know, man. Part of me feels like it's all publicity. That's how I've been feeling. I don't really know how to trust shit like this. They're billionaires,
right?
Bickering. I feel like there's a money play.
Something's going on. I mean, I can't even call it. I mean, I definitely don't. I'm not one of those people that's like, yeah, Elon finally sees the light. He knew everything. It just they didn't do something that he wanted them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he got mad and was like, all right, well, I got fuck you money. I don't need you like that anyway.
Right.
Just kept it moving or whatever like that.
Yeah. I see that happening a little bit. Oh, let's see. What else happened? I went to DreamCon.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I went to DreamCon, and guys, if you aren't familiar, I'm pretty sure you're at least familiar with Comic-Con. So Comic-Con is for, that's when nerds unite. And you get to go geek out on Marvel, everything from Marvel, DC, independent comic book artists. They're all just in this one spot in New York. This is the New York Comic-Con that I'm talking about. And Taurian and I go every year with some other friends too.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing that for damn near 10 years now, which is crazy. But so that's always fun. DreamCon is more of a thing that's fairly newer. It's with the shout out to RDC World, Mark Phillips and all of those guys. And it's very anime based.
Wait a second, I didn't know that. So Mark Phillips
is his shit. Yeah. Him and those guys is their thing.
What?
Yeah, so it's black as fuck. Yeah, it's cool as hell, bro. But I know we don't watch anime.
Yo, bro, Mark Phillips. I'm sorry, Mark Phillips is fucking loaded.
Yeah, and and it's so successful. The first couple years he was doing it in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And now it got so big that they moved it to Houston because they needed a bigger convention center.
Mm-hmm.
So they just announced the other day that it's going to be in Houston again next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because that convention center was fucking huge. But it was really So it's it's anime, it's film, it's some elements of music in there, and there's halls for all of those things. Comic books. And it's just black as fuck. Like I would say 85 to 90% of it is black.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And you could tell like the intent behind it was to have a space like that for black people, just to have like a Comic-Con for black people, basically. So like their artist alley was all independent black artists, just like, you know, moving their own shit. Shout out to Colton. I thought I would see him out there, but I didn't see him. But I saw that he had a media pass and he was moving around, doing his own thing. There was a few, like it was stacked. And man, there's some talent in Houston. I'll say that.
Of course.
There's some talent.
Yeah.
I got a chance to go to Trill Burgers.
How was it?
Shout out to Bun B. It's really good. Really, really good. Wild out. I got the triple OG burger. That's what it was called. With some fries. Me and my brother went and just picked out. It's kind of like, best way to describe it is like, you've been to Smash Burger.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Smash Burger and Shake Shack in one, but with better fries. Really good. Well seasoned. Staff is friendly, but everybody was friendly out there. It's the South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good time. I spent a lot of money, spent too much money. My niece had a great time and we both did costumes. I got stopped for photos. That was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got stopped for photos. It's like, oh man, you came from Tekken 3, 1997? I'm like, yeah, that's how the nerds was geeking. I was like, yeah, word. Tekken 3. They was like, can I get your photo? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I posed with some photos.
How did Zeldin react to that?
He was just standing to the side like, you know, like whatever, you know. And he just dressed just cool. He had some Cartier frames and, you know, Detroit fitted.
Right.
Yeah, just regular. Like Malaya, my niece, she's like, why, you should have dressed up. You should have dressed up. He's like, no, I'm here. I'm just kicking it with y'all, you know, so. But he had a good time.
That's dope, bro.
It was really cool.
Great.
But yeah, so did that. What else is happening? I know we touched on the Musk and Trump.
Oh, I mean, obviously the Puff case keeps unraveling. So
yeah.
First and foremost, like any of those women that are victims, like I want, you know, I hope like you guys get all like the peace you need, and I hope that like you get
justice to
serve and everything like that. But I cannot wait till this shit is over because I need the FX movie.
Yeah.
ASAP.
I need everything because like at first, for the first couple weeks, I was following it on CNN.
Mm-hmm.
I was just reading it like with the live updates. And I'm like, man, this is a lot. Like to do this every day, Monday through Friday, is like a lot to keep up with.
There are people that are like going on like TikTok and like giving you like breakdowns of it.
Yeah.
And there's like, you can like there's like really professional people, and then there's like really, really ghetto like people. Like there's I forgot this. I'm so mad I don't remember this woman's name. But I feel like after this case, like she's probably gonna blow up and like have like a career working in media. Like she's gonna get hired at like a TMZ or something like that. I forgot her name. But like she details it and then does voices.
Oh, there's this one girl, I wonder if you're talking about her. She does a recap with like ASMR, like she like whispers the whole.
Yeah, her.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And I was like, I'm just, it's intriguing. Like, so I asked my grandmother because I vividly remember when the OJ trial was happening. Me and my grandparents, we drove to Alabama for the summer for 4th of July. So while the trial was going on, my thirsty ass grandmother had like this old ass big radio, like a portable radio that she could like listen to while we was on the road. And like
I should keep up with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember my grandfather kept getting into arguments because she kept making him stop to get AA batteries.
Cause I need to re-up. I'm missing this shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it was like,
wow.
Yeah, the whole like, cause like you got to think like driving from New York to Alabama is like a 16 to 18 hour drive. Depending on how fast you're driving, and like it was just funny to me because I like my grandmother was just tuned in. I was just like, like she watched that shit. So
imagine that.
Yeah.
And
so
now fast forward to the times of now where the Shade Room is just gonna pull the biggest parts of the trial and just put it up there for you. Like the most salacious, scandalous.
And I mean, I think we finally got our answer why 50 hates him so much.
Oh yeah, we've been had that answer though with old girl.
Yeah, Daphne Joy.
Yeah. We've been had.
Well, we got more detail into why.
Did she take the stand?
Yeah, she did. She's Jane Doe.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
She's Jane Doe.
Okay.
So she is Jane Doe, and you could tell. I think
Do we know who Mia is yet?
So Mia is his. I don't. She's not like a famous person. She was one of his assistants.
Okay.
And Mia, basically, well, in Puff's mind they just was fucking on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But for her, like every time he sexually assaulted her, basically, like she said she would just turn her brain off. So like certain things are like foggy.
Okay.
So like she was like his personal assistant, and like Puff would treat her like that. And then she said like there would be like moments because she had to like stay with him because he needed her on call 24/7. Like that she would just she would be doing something like organizing his closet, and he would just walk in and like put his hand up her dress, and then like make her give him head or like fuck her. And so like, but then like he would be like, "This is okay, right?" And she would be like, yeah, everything's fine." So
Yeah.
like, like it's just one of those things where it's like, nah, nigga, that was rape. Like, so it's just little stories like that. But yeah, so you got Mia, right? Who like, and they're basically trying to prove that she was in love with Puff. Like Puff's defense, that they're saying like this bitch was in love with him. Like she loved him. Like she sent some text messages. She was Cassie's friend, knowingly fucking him. Like, and that's why she never told nobody, because it wasn't because he was raping her. They're saying it wasn't because he was raping her. They're saying because she was Cassie's friend and she looked bad and she works for him. Like you don't fuck your boss.
Yeah.
But like it's intriguing. I'm just after whoever, like you know what to do. The guy that did the OJ documentary, the Menendez brothers documentary, you know what to do.
I wonder if 50 is still working on his.
I don't know, but 50's doing documentary style. I want to know who the casting going to be. Like who going to play Cassie.
I would love to see the actual documentary, because everything else, like for what you're saying, that's gonna be cool. That's like the OJ thing that FX did. Those are always cool, but I mean, like, I want like the actual breakdown first before we get the based on type thing.
I get you. I get you.
The documentary that's gonna break everything down that we missed.
Yeah. So Cameron and Mace interviewed to do Punisher that Cassie talked about.
I saw a clip of that.
That was cringy.
Cam is so yo, Cam is on the spectrum, right?
What?
You don't think so? You don't think Cam is on the spectrum?
I've never thought about it, Regg. I don't know.
Cam, I don't know, bro. Cam is on the spectrum. I think with the way he comes across sometimes, I'm just like,
because he's so unaware.
Yeah. He's so unaware, the way he speaks, the way he, the way he carries himself sometimes. I'm like,
So the dude Punisher is from Harlem.
Yeah.
Like he used to play basketball. So like, like they know him.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what made it like, it's like, yo, bro, like be professional. Like, why are you gonna ask like what the pussy was like? If this woman is being raped.
And he's like, bro, come on, bro, we from Harlem. And I saw that clip.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, yo. And I'm glad the dude didn't even
he didn't
acknowledge that. He didn't entertain that at
all. I wonder sometimes, like, how does Mace navigate that? It's probably just like how I was talking about my friend Eli, where you just know who your friend is.
Yeah.
And you like
just kind of accept it.
And it sucks because you like, for you like, yo, this dude wouldn't hurt a fly.
Mm-hmm.
But other people
see through it.
Yeah. Other people are like, why do you associate yourself with a person like this? Or like, why are you friends with a person that talks about women like this? And it's so hard to defend, because it's just like, yo, I know him, like he's harmless.
Yeah.
Like,
but then I guess so. In a situation with that, is there ever a moment where you would consider like, oh, these friends will be there, I'm not gonna invite this friend?
Yeah, we literally, like, you know how many fucking groups of friends I got? I hate mixing friends.
Yeah.
Cause I just know, like, all right, I know like what's gonna happen, like how it's gonna be awkward or whatever like that.
Yeah.
You wanna know something funny? I had a friend that I guess would be considered like a quote unquote like cool friend, because like a lot of things that they get to do and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that like being around y'all intimidates him, because like we actually like have like hobbies and things that we like and things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically kind of like everything that like he like has is more so like a presentation, and like it costs like a bunch of money and shit like that. And I just never thought about it. Like he was like, nigga, he's like, I can't like the shit that I like because I have to like keep this persona. Yeah. I was like,
interesting.
Like I was just like, I was like,
Let it go, bro. Just be
yeah,
you.
I was like, just be you, nigga.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, let your nerd flag fly, man. But,
Yeah,
you know,
man. Interesting.
that was something. But okay, all right. So I wanted to talk about this, and this is gonna be really stupid, but obviously I'm a parent now, so there's a YouTube channel that I watch with my son. The lady's name is Miss Rachel. She is very she's a great teacher, she's very informative, and there was this big backlash because Drewski made a skit making fun of her.
Oh, you talking about old girl with the suspenders?
Yeah, Miss Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's watching her right now. I just went out there.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, Thomas. Maverick is watching her right now.
Yeah.
So at first, people were saying like, "Yo, I think Miss Rachel is suing Drewski. Like, how could you make fun of Miss Rachel?" But come to find out, like that's not true. But like they're saying like people on her side are upset because what he did is like show like a fake behind the scenes of like what it's like. So
Of what it's like,
so
yeah.
they all was doing coke and like partying and shit like that. So like Sarah comes to me and was like, "Did you see what Drewski did?" And I was like, "Yeah, like that shit was funny."
Yeah.
And Sarah was dead ass upset.
Why was she mad?
Sarah was mad because she's just like, "Nah, Miss Rachel be saving my life. Fuck Drewski."
Oh, cause Maverick be tapped in for real.
Yeah. She's like, "Don't be making fun of Miss Rachel. That bitch is pure."
But I think Drewski was he was casting a wider net than just her. I think he was just talking about those people in general. Like that falls under the Blues Clues, all of that. It's just funny because it's a funny genius skit because I just never thought about it. Like, yo, what are these people's lives like outside of this shit? Like, what do they do?
I'm mad. We were supposed to get a Barney movie like that.
We are.
We're still getting it?
Yeah. A24 and IO is writing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought like they stopped it. I remember like it's you think about that, like you find out like what their lives are like when they're not this character or whatever like that. Like, cause you gotta think about like they're making millions of dollars and shit like that. So they can have the lifestyle, but they probably have like a stigma like, "Oh, you're Barney." Like,
yeah.
but I'm fucking rich.
Yeah.
Like, I can do whatever I want.
They can have a lifestyle and their identity is concealed for the most part.
Right.
I think the only one that we really know is Elmo, because he's a black guy and he played Elmo for years. And it's like, that's the one that like is the most popularized, I think, like
True.
outside of the puppet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So this weekend, as we're recording, is today right now is a Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was a festival. I took Maverick to the festival. We did like 2 laps, and it was really funny because like me and Sarah were like worried like it was gonna be like sensory overload for him, and he had the fucking best time.
He just like being outside.
Yeah, he likes being outside and shit. Like, so he just like looking around all like happy and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, Mav. All right, my big boy.
Yeah, that's it.
So
he just wanna, and that's his people.
yeah, exactly. So like it was a cool experience, but just did that, and now shit. Next weekend, it's Father's Day, so it'll be my first Father's Day. So.
Any plans? Any ideals?
I think Sarah's taking me out.
Okay.
I just got to find out if she got a babysitter or we need to get a babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
But I just I like my steak dinner.
Yeah, something chill, Hillstone.
Something light.
Yeah,
so
cool.
just that, and like it's like surreal because I always hear my boys like saying shit like, "Yeah, don't nobody give a fuck about you on Father's Day." But like it's funny because like I'm really blessed because like Sarah's like, "I need you to just give me a list of shit that you want and you can't buy it for yourself, and I'll like work through it." I was like, "All right, cool." And then my mom was like, "I'm sending you a care package for Father's Day." And then my god sister Najee is like, "Yo, for Father's Day, like I got you something, so like I'm gonna come see you." Like, and I'm like, "Oh wow, thanks." But it's funny because all of my boys is telling me like, "Yo, you ain't gonna get shit. Don't nobody give a fuck about you."
I think in the world in general, like the Father's Day promotions are very slim to none. There's this one account that I follow, Zip. If anybody that is familiar with Zip, it's sort of like Klarna, and Zip sends me different promotions sometimes, and they send Mother's Day promotions through the roof, like just ideas for shopping.
Okay.
And I just thought it was really odd that they sent me an email saying, would you like us to hold off on sending Father's Day emails?
Jesus.
You can skip out. And I'm like, what? Why would that was so weird and like such a targeted ad. I mean, I did skip out, but it was like, damn, why didn't y'all offer that for me for Mother's Day?
Right? Yeah, you
It's
don't never
weird.
opt out of that shit. Right?
Yeah. But whatever. We're here now.
Yeah, man. But no, I'm excited. This is random, but did you see that in the comic book that the new Black Panther's white?
I did see that. Yeah, I saw that. That's a little controversy right now. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what's
apparently? Yeah, it's like an alter. It's in the Marvel Knights universe. What's his name? Chris. Is it Christian Priest? The writer for Black Panther.
I forget his name.
Something Priest. I think it's not Christian Priest. It's something Priest. Basically in that alternate universe, Storm dies. So with Storm dying, like he finds a new bride, and apparently she's a white woman. But I guess like they separate. So there's like, it's Challenge Day because T'Challa is no longer a Black Panther. And this dude comes and says, yo, I'm T'Challa's son. Like, I'm here to challenge him. And he pulls up the mask and it's a white dude with blonde and blue eyes. So apparently people are saying like, he's not really T'Challa's son. Like, he's lying. Like, T'Challa, like, he's not T'Challa's son.
Yeah.
He's saying
when does this come out?
That issue is out already. But the next issue that explains why there's blonde hair, blue eyes.
Next week.
Yeah, probably next week or whatever like that. But like, people are seeing like me and LaShawn have back and forth because I was excited because Ryan Coogler confirmed that Denzel was going to be in the movie Black Panther.
Yeah.
So
like he made a part specifically for him.
Yeah. So I sent it to LaShawn and he was just, so LaShawn would just continue the conversation, but I misunderstood him. And LaShawn was like, yo, I heard they making a Black Panther white or Ryan Gosling gonna play him. And I was like, nah, bro, like, nah, that's fake. Ryan Gosling's not gonna play him. And I was like, and what I sent you was about the comic book, not the movie.
The movie.
So like we have that back and forth. He was like, how do you know? Like why are you always right when like he basically was just saying to me like, what makes you all knowing? And I'm just like, yo, bro, like I'm just saying Ryan Gosling's not playing the Black Panther.
Not playing the fucking Black Panther. I too can confirm that. That's not happening, bro. Can you imagine the uproar? They would set that nigga house on fire.
I feel like that shit would like go to the government.
Yeah. That's just not state of the world right now. No.
Yeah, man.
That's just not happening.
That was funny to me. But I'm excited. Are you excited for any summer movies?
Yeah, man. I'm actually looking forward to Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to Superman. Superman comes out the same day as what's coming out July 11th. I feel like something
Superman
else.
comes out July 11th and the Fantastic Four come out July the 24th or 25th.
Yeah, 24th or 25th. Damn, something comes out the 11th, and I was like, damn, I'm eating good.
Predator?
No, I don't think it's even a movie. I want to say, damn, I forget. It's gonna kill me.
Just type in July 11th movies. We got time.
Yeah, that's that. Is it an album? I can't remember. Shit. It'll come to me. Come to me. But I am excited for Superman. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, James Gunn don't miss, but like you see like the budget for that movie, like what they have to make to like like even like for it to make sense.
I think it has to make like 700 mil, right? Yeah. I think so. So Man of Steel made 670 or 640 or something like that. But I think this has a really good chance of surpassing that because there's a lot more hype with this. And as a relaunch of Superman.
And people trust James Gunn.
Yeah, and people put a lot more stock into James Gunn. Now, granted, Man of Steel had Christopher Nolan's name attached to it. Like, you had, wasn't Marlon Brando voice in there?
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Brando was in it. Like, there's a lot of really great things about it.
All right.
But I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But what else is happening? Oh, yesterday I watched that new Tyler Perry movie.
Me and Sarah are gonna watch, like, so that's what, like, tonight after we finish recording and everything like that, we're gonna eat dinner.
Ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I respect Tyler Perry and what he doing, like as far as like the hustle. He has his format and he doesn't steer far. But that movie is ridiculous, bro.
It's ridiculous. It's
I'm gonna
funny.
wait till you see it.
Sarah was explaining to me. Apparently, Sarah said that somebody said Tyler Perry must be going to the school of Ryan Coogler because he gets it this time and he did that.
God, that movie is just like it's so over the top emotionally that it's like, yo, this is crazy. And then today, he announced another Medea coming out.
After he retired, huh?
Yeah, another Medea, like a vacation movie or some shit.
See,
and the trailer drops tomorrow.
Now he's lying to us. Now he's telling us he doing things and not keeping his word.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna transition into the album that we're reviewing for today. This artist had on this revisit, I realized how big this year was for them. 2005 was a really, really big year for them. And this album came out December 20th, 2005. They started out the year with being featured with Kanye West for the second time with Gold Digger. And then they won an Oscar that year for their portrayal of Ray Charles and Ray. And then they capped off this really big year with an album, with their second album. And of course, at this point, I'm talking about Jamie Foxx. He released Unpredictable December 20th, 2005. It's the second studio album. Singer-songwriter Jamie Foxx, and it was released through J Records in 2005. The album was supported by 4 singles. So you had Extravaganza, Unpredictable with Ludacris, DJ Play a Love Song with Twista, and Can I Take You Home. It debuted at number 2, selling 597,000 copies in the first week and went on to be certified double platinum. The number 1 when it came out was The Breakthrough. The Breakthrough from Mary J. Blige is what stopped this album from going number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Breakthrough sold 730,000 copies back then in the first week, which is nuts. But Unpredictable was so popular that the week after that, it took number 1 from Mary. So it just kept surging and it had a really, really incredible year. So like Jamie had a lot going on around this time.
Right.
Because after he won his Oscar, he had Collateral come out.
Mm-hmm.
He had Jarhead come out. He just had a bunch of shit happening, and he went on tour where he did stand up and he performed this album. So it was just his year, like for real, like a strong 3 years for him. So like I said, 2005, I actually graduated from high school that year, as did you. No?
I was 2004.
Yeah.
I was 04.
I graduated high school 05. What do you remember about when this album came out? And did it resonate with you back then?
Yeah, it resonated with me. My mom is actually a big fan of Jamie Foxx's singing.
Mm-hmm.
So she had his first album, I think it's called Peep This.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it was time for the album, my mother kept talking about like, yo, he's about to kill it. I just remember like it was like overwhelming, like how much attention he was getting. And it was the first time that like I realized that like for actors, like they have their season. Well, like I was just like, God damn, like, because Jamie Foxx, he had cool movies and shit like that, but like it wasn't nothing where like I just thought so much of him. Like, so like that year, like, like it seemed like Ray just got the ball rolling, and like that's like one of those things where it's just like, yo, like sometimes I feel like either the stars align or like they just get together and be like, yo, we gonna push this guy and see how he does, like, in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Like just cast him and shit. Cause everything was just coming back to back to back to back. I'm like, yo, like how did they know that he would, like, the iron was going to strike so hot and then he was going to get so much work on all these other projects?
Yeah.
Like, and it was just going to work. It just felt like it was like meant to happen or like planned or some shit like that. Like that's what it felt like to me, like with Jamie. I was just like, Jesus Christ, like, how is Jamie getting
the
all
stars
this
really
too?
aligned? And then at the same time, he had his I think Oprah was a huge supporter for him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they used to kind of play around with the rumor of like, yo, we think he fucking Oprah. And he would just play into it. Like, yeah, like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, shit, fuck it.
And then I think he had an interview with her where they got in bed together, and it was like
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They like really played into that shit. And everybody kind of just like he knew the power of media back then, you know. Um, so I think that worked in his favor. But leading into Unpredictable album was huge because it was like, especially for the black community, because years of watching the Jamie Foxx show, everybody always talked about how great Jamie was as a singer. And then it wasn't until I feel like leading up to Unpredictable, there was like a lot of people that didn't know that he even put out an album before. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you said with Peak This in '94.
Mhm.
So it was a great chance for him to get his redemption for something that didn't work out for him earlier. And you could tell, everybody could tell from watching the Jamie Foxx show how passionate he was about music. It was in the character, you know, on the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
So he was
Yeah.
finally getting his moment and it felt well earned and the reception was through the roof. Like
Right.
everybody loved this album when it came out.
And one of his best friends is fucking Tank.
Yeah. And Tank is all over this album as
Mhm.
like background vocals, writer, whatever. And like you can tell, I think Jamie has that gift of like, and I think this is why it worked out for him for Ray so well, was that he's so good at like mimicking voices and like
Yeah.
different things. So like even his demo tapes, if people give him demos, he'll just sound just like the demo. Like he can just get into whatever pocket you was in when you wrote it for him.
Like I said, that's an impressive.
Yeah.
But yes, like I remember like this album got played like a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like a lot. Like I remember I was working at Foot Locker and this is a crazy story. But long story short, like yeah, I got some ass off the strength of Jamie.
Oh, word? How
Yeah.
so?
Cause like I was taking this girl home and obviously she had like a crush on me. And guys, this is a long time. It was 2005, 2006. Long time ago. But yeah, like we were listening to Jamie and like she literally told me like, why'd you play this album? And I was like, what? Like, it's a good album. She was like, come upstairs, you know, and you know, everything, you know.
Yeah.
I was being a gentleman. I had no intention of plans on
As a
going
story,
up there, you know what I mean?
yeah, and that,
But yeah, because like shout out to Jamie.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Baby making music.
Yeah, we was bumping uglies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Jamie. So like this album came out back when I was making a lot of money from burning CDs.
Mm.
And so this was a fucking hit. Like everybody wanted this album and I made mad money. And based off the strength of this album and a bunch of others, I was like buying pairs of Jordans for myself and all of that shit just off of this shit. Gave my computer all types of viruses. But you know, we here.
Kazaa? You was on Kazaa?
I was on Kazaa, but when this album came out, it was LimeWire.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked next to a FYE, so and I got they would give me the employee discount. So like I miss my CD collection so much, man. I miss it so.
I remember how you lost that.
Yo, bro,
Yeah.
like I don't like somebody was getting out of my car and I think like they just didn't say nothing and like I just didn't have it was a late night.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we got some beat in here.
Nah, I think like somebody drunkenly got out and like kicked it and it fell and like they didn't say nothing. Cause like I remember we'll see it was winter and it snowed.
And
yeah, like it was out in the street. Somebody just got a fucking beautiful amount of CDs and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I still had my CD collection. I would like treat that shit like it's in a museum. I would have like a shelf and put all of it on display.
Yeah. I've been thinking about doing it because like you can buy CDs for really dirt cheap now.
Yeah.
Like I've been thinking about it, like just like replacing the albums that I really enjoyed, like and making sure like I'm very intentional with it.
Yeah.
But
like vinyls,
I feel like I'll get in trouble.
Vinyls have came back, but I don't know if CDs is gonna have that boom again.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Unless people just really want to be vintage, it's kind of like an unnecessary thing, though.
It is, yeah.
Because like we have iPhones, like and for me, like being portable, but like with playing CDs, like unless you just don't want to have to like stop with vinyls, that's the one frustrating thing. Like eventually you gotta get up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very annoying because like one side of a vinyl will have like only like 4 songs.
Right. Yeah.
And then you got to go change that shit. You can't really get in the vibe of certain things.
Yeah. Sarah mentioned to me that there are vinyl record players that actually turn it for you, but like those probably cost like dough.
Yeah.
So
that's mad bread.
Yeah.
That sound like mad bread.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, huge year for Jamie. capped it off with a huge album. Let's see here. First song that we got from this was Extravaganza with Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
I've had one too many drinks. It's such a John Legend record.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it even
did
sounds
John
like
write
John
that out
Legend.
that song?
I looked it up. No, he
Wow.
didn't write that song.
Interesting.
It sounds like the John Legend record though.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was like, damn, like I could see John Legend singing this. I feel like they gave it to him and he didn't want it, and then Jamie ended up taking it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Mike City is who wrote it. Mike
Interesting.
City, yeah, he
I-
wrote it and produced it.
I'm very hopeful. Like, when the fuck is Jamie gonna go on the R&B Money podcast?
No, that's such a layup.
Yeah, like I'm like, what the fuck is the problem?
I don't know what Jamie be doing, honestly. Like, I feel like the respect and love that he gets from the Black community alone, we just don't see him enough.
Right? Yeah, he always with them white women.
Yeah, he is. He is. Fucking Katie Holmes, man. Fucking Katie Holmes. But yeah, so that was the first song, like I said, that we got from this album. But then the second single was what really set this album off, which was Unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
The title track, and it featured Ludacris, and of course, Ludacris was everywhere at the time. This was such a traditional, like, good upbeat R&B song to me. And it had a great verse from Luda. Like, Luda, you had Luda on your song, you wasn't losing back then.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just worked. Like, it worked, and it's so funny because, like, you know, Luda was working hard to become an actor, and Jamie was working hard to become a recording artist or whatever. So, like, that synergy was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, that was followed by DJ Play a Love Song. You already had that kind of that energy with between Jamie and Twista at the time. They already had that established relationship from Slow Jams a couple of years before that. And DJ Play a Love Song, I feel like it's super underrated. It's a great R&B record, and I think I don't hear it enough. It was written by Sean Garrett, and it's produced by Polo the Don. And man, I remember the video too. The video had what was that top model girl?
Eva Mendes.
Eva.
No, I'm sorry, not Eva Mendes. Her name, her modeling name was just Eva, but her last name starts with an M.
Okay.
It's like Eva something, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Marcel.
Yeah, Marcel.
Eva
I remember
Marcel.
I met her and saw how small she was and didn't know how to feel.
I remember when she got the campaign for apple bottoms and everybody, everybody was shitting on her.
Right, because she got a little butt, little booty. But yeah, she I met her and I was like, she's gorgeous, but like she's so small.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, yo, like, was like she was built like a teenager. Like, it was just like she's such a small woman.
Yeah, there it is.
That's funny as shit. Why the fuck is she like? Why they were like? She didn't even need it.
Yeah,
like I get like there are some petite girls that are like curvy. Like, no, like she's small.
Yeah, she's a slim girl for real. And Nelly was like, "Yeah, I'm that for apple bottoms." But anyway, so getting into the rest of this album, the number 2 track, "Warm Bed,"
it's my favorite song on the album.
Fucking love that song. It's such a 2005 song.
It's my
College
shit.
Park.
Yeah. College Park on that shit. Where the fuck is College Park?
Yeah, I don't know. But College Park produced the shit out of this. And it's so 2005. It's just a great mood, great song.
I've used Warm Bed to talk to girls at parties.
Oh, words?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because it gives you a bop?
Yeah.
And like you kind of like want to like sing the like words to the girl?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They said the Oscar was a fluker.
Yeah. And you can hear, like, once you are familiar with Sean Garrett's pen, you can hear it on this song. Like you can really hear it. Ad-libs and everything. Like you hear it on this song. It's such a Sean Garrett song. And it's just so 2005. Like, it's crazy. And that's not to say it doesn't age well, but it specifically takes you to that year.
Right.
and like what was happening around that time. Um, what else you got on here? You got With You, that features Game and Snoop, um, which was another good standout for me. I think.
Yo, let me hold on real quick. The Game think he's slick. The Game just be in sessions and he lives in LA and shit like that. And I feel like he just was around Jamie and was like, yo, let me get on that.
Yeah,
Yo, my album,
yeah,
what?
my album's coming out next year. Let me get on it.
I think shit like that is funny as hell.
Yeah, and I think it is what differentiates Game from like the rest of G Unit at the time and his versatility, because this is the type of shit that he wanted to do. He wanted to work with people that he fuck with. And I think, G Unit held Banks and Buck, they limited them. G Unit,
Of course he did. Because like, you know, the guys in G Unit, like, they felt like they couldn't do anything without 50.
Yeah.
And then you got somebody like Game
That
who
wants to
has his own relationships.
Mhm.
Because like obviously Jamie has lived in LA for years, so I'm pretty sure he's been to a Jamie Foxx house party. Like Jamie Foxx's house parties are like infamous, like, you know, not like freak offs or nothing like that. Well, we don't know
that we know of.
that we know of, but like, yeah, like Jamie like is infamous and like known for like his parties and everything like that. Do you have a favorite? Do you have like a group of like favorite tracks on the album?
I do. Can I Take You Home?
Okay.
DJ Play a Love Song. I think You Still Got It is so fucking beautiful with Common. I like the message behind it. It's such a pure song, you know. Warm Bed. And I guess you could say, did I say DJ Play a Song? Play a Love Song? Okay, DJ Play a Love Song.
Okay.
Those are my favorites.
Those good. For me, it's Warm Bed, Unpredictable, Extravaganza, believe it or not. DJ Play a Love Song, 3-letter word, Heaven, and Storm.
Yeah, Heaven is a beautiful song, and it has Babyface written all over.
You don't like Storm? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I said, what I wrote. I'll read you what I wrote in my note. The writing for Fox was never strong. See, that's a problem too for me. Writing for Fox was never strong. There's an example of that, but his voice carries as well. It's just thinly veiled. I think I get the double meaning of it, like of Storm, but the writing on here, like the writing on this album is super like, it's just super like, it's not all there, but his voice, and he's so talented and he's just so great to listen to that it kind of, it makes up for it, you know? Like you got a song like Get This Money, like it's a strip club song, you know, but
that's one of the songs I hate.
Yeah. I don't really like that song. It's a strip club song, but it has this casual listen to it, but I feel like in 2005 in the strip club though, it probably would have went off.
I guess so. Yeah, like Jamie shit.
Yeah.
I fucking hated VIP, Get This Money, Wish You Were Here, and Do What It Do.
I like the production on VIP. The production on VIP is smooth.
I just wasn't a fan of what he was talking about.
Yeah. But VIP after Get This Money is some good placement. That's some good placement right there. I think. What about the joint with Mary J. Blige, Love Changes?
So Love Changes, I actually that's one that I forgot to add. Like that song, like that duet is just fire. Like it's just fire, and like Jamie just going in there, just doing his thing. I'm like, he definitely made out with Mary in that session.
You think they made out? You think they was in a session together?
I mean, I hope that they were,
because I could imagine this was a very busy time for both of them.
Right.
So I see a world where they just didn't make it in time.
Right, you're right. But yeah, I just feel like both of them. I feel like they just make out. I feel like they don't do
and then that was it.
Yeah.
They just made out. Like that's it. That reminded me of the studio.
Oh yeah.
I thought you said we wouldn't do this anymore. And then you start figuring it out. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I think this album it's a victory lap for him, and it's so nice that it ended off his year, you know.
Right. So what I wanted to talk about also was the R&B projects that came out around this time. The other projects, right?
Yeah.
So we got Emancipation of Mimi, Mariah Carey, Keisha Cole's The Way It Is, Chris Brown's debut, John Legend Get Lifted, Neo In My Own Words, Trey Songz I Gotta Make It.
Yeah.
Like it was
I think the weakest of those is probably I Gotta Make It album.
I agree. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the weakest album. Like it just like I think like that also like showed like that Jamie was like legit. Like you know how some like some artists get their careers off of being popular. But like nah, Jamie was actually real like talented. And like other musicians like respected him and shit. So I think that the fact that like he was able to put out projects and like stand up with these other like giants, like Mariah Carey, shit. Usher was still riding high at that time. Like Confessions was out, but like Confessions was still like
Confessions came out in 2004 and it was still
right. And then if I'm not mistaken, Mario's Let Me Love You, the single came out around this time too. Yeah. You know, like Turning Point, I wouldn't argue that song was like, I mean that album was competing, but like, you know, it was a lot of pressure. Like R&B was at like R&B was having a moment at this time.
Yeah. Huge moment.
Right. Because like okay, yeah. Some of the top singles on the charts: "We Belong Together" by by Mariah Carey, "Let Me Love You" by Mario, "Ordinary People" by John Legend, "Cater to You" by Destiny's Child, "Run It" by Chris Brown. Like this, like it was like commercially.
Destiny Fulfilled was off,
bro.
Yeah, Destiny Fulfilled was 2004, I think, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like R&B was like really at like a. At like a high.
R&B was in a really good.
R&B was in a great place, and Jamie Foxx like comes through and like has motherfuckers shook because think about it, like he could be his own, like you said, like he was doing stand up opening for himself and then coming out and singing.
Yeah,
like so that means like I mean,
which is crazy. You know who was probably envious of that? Somebody like Eddie Murphy, because that's what he wants to do.
It's so interesting to me. I think he can do it. Like Eddie Murphy is always. I realize that Eddie just doesn't like being pigeonholed or like people thinking that they know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So it's like when people start like telling him like, "Oh man, you doing that comedy special?" He's like, "Man, kiss my ass." I don't do that.
I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, that's what I get from it. But I wonder. I think like he could have done it. I just never understood like what was the thing that stopped him from doing stand up again? Because like Richard Pryor still did stand up. Like I want to know, like, is there a stigma like when you are a stand up comedian and you cross over in the film? Like, is it frowned upon if you go back to stand up or something? Like,
nah, because
is that a sign of
Kevin Hart does it all the time.
Well, no, okay. Let me reword it. At the time of Eddie's peak, like was it frowned upon because guys like his idols like Redd Foxx and Richard Pryor were having like legal troubles and like they kind of needed to like go back to stand up to like make money and like try to get their feet wet.
So you're saying, is it a sign that you have troubles?
Yeah,
for him.
Like the Eddie see it that way. Yeah. Like in his old school brain. Like now, like obviously that's been like blown up. Like that's not a thing. But like I wonder, is that why? Like I want to know like what even made him stop doing. Like I get it. Like Raw was the thriller of stand up specials and stuff like that. But like what went off in his brain was like, I don't need to do this again.
I think he used it as a stepping stone to get into acting. Like he used it as like to buff up his resume.
Right. Like it's just one of those things where like, I'm just thrown off.
I can do sketch comedy, I can do comedy, and I can act.
Yeah. Eddie was just Eddie was just smart, bro. No alcohol, no drugs, like very smart, was around a lot of people at a young age and like he absolutely listened to niggas.
Yeah. What is like imagine being 19, 20 in the 80s and saying no to coke while it's all around you.
Right. And you see like all these women, like that's strength right there. Like Eddie is something else.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I think what Jamie did with this album was incredible. I think even his albums, the 1 to 2 albums I would say that came after this were really good. Things kind of fell off after that. But do you think, in my opinion, at least it fell off after that. But do you think if he decided to drop an album today that it would get the attention that this gets?
No.
Yeah.
I would listen to it and tap into it. But I just, now with how celebrity is, it wouldn't be as big a deal. Like it seems like if Klass not dropped the album, that would do better.
Yeah, but I would say it would have to be a very unique situation. Like you see how Cardi B isn't like, she had the perfect storm on her first album and she's been waiting for the perfect storm again to drop.
I don't know what the fuck Cardi's waiting on.
I think
like I already told you her clock.
But I think what's happening with her right now is her perfect storm again. This is the closest she's gonna get to a perfect storm again.
Okay, breakup, new boyfriend.
She has a breakup. She has a new boyfriend. Her life looks lit right now. She could come out with some "fuck these niggas, get back to your money" type vibe music, and she would be on top again. I think that's it. Like, this is the perfect storm again that she's been waiting for. And I think with Jamie, in his sense, I don't know how I just compared Cardi B to Jamie, but it makes sense. With Jamie, in his sense, I think if he does like another crazy breakout role and just repeats the era of 2005, comes out with a crazy good role,
and then comes out with an album. Yeah, because the attention to be there.
Yeah, the attention to be, and I think that's what he's been lacking. Ever since he won his Oscar, he hasn't had like a really, really good role.
That's true too.
You know, he's done good movies, but he hasn't had, like, Collateral was good, but it wasn't because of him. It was because of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Like, seeing Tom Cruise as a villain.
Yeah. And like Jamie, I could tell that Jamie always falls in love with the idea of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spawn and the Mike Tyson movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's a good salesman, but it's like, you know, sometimes it takes more than like the sell to make shit make sense.
Yeah, exactly. But in all, I mean, you want to get to your rating?
So to be clear, right? A friend of mine was like asked this question, like, what's my criteria for things? So then I was like, all right, I'll just put it down, right? So if I'm rating an album as a classic, here's my criteria, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say this so everybody knows. Cultural impact, timeless replay value, vocal and production quality, skippability, sequencing, and album identity, right? So those are the things that are most important to me. So if all of those things I feel like are hit and like it satisfies to me because this is my rating, then I'm like, oh, this is a perfect album. This is a classic, right? For some people, like, you know, everybody has different scales, but like a friend of mine wanted to know. There you go, friend. But for this project, it was just like it was like impactful, and I enjoyed it, and it does have some replay value, but it definitely has some skips. So it's kind of like middle of the road for me. So I give it 3.5 waffles out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a good album, like, and I still like enjoy listening to it, but I don't think that like it was like this classic R&B album. He didn't like recreate the wheel or anything like that. It's just that like this enormously talented man was able to craft together this project, you know, get with Clive Davis, the fucking kingmaker of R&B, you know, and like do this project and, you know, ride on his own coattails of winning an Oscar for playing Ray Charles, like, spot on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Way to cap off a fire year for himself. No doubt about it. Like, he had a huge year. This album encapsulates his moment and takes it there. You know, really shows all of that. It's like, I wrote here, it's a nostalgia baiting piece that's not without its flaws.
Mm-hmm.
The writing isn't the strongest, but his voice truly carries, and he finally gets the chance to capitalize on his voice, his passion for music, as he tried in '94 with Pete This. And it's a success story in itself. But I think a lot of it does sound like 2005, and some parts of it I don't care to revisit. But it has some really, really big highlights. Like, we already named our favorites, and I think those are the standouts from the album. Otherwise, I'm comfortable giving this a 3.5 as well.
Yeah, like to piggyback off what you said, it's more of a moment album. Like, oh shit, do you remember that year?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just one of those. But Jamie proved that the album wasn't a fluke. Like, you know, and that he has a career in R&B. He's dropped 3 more albums or 2 more albums? 2 more albums.
I think 3 more.
Yeah, 3 more albums since this album. So, you know, like, it's proven. Hopefully, you know, Clone Jamie will show us something or two. I want to see how he sounds.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that we get a better stand-up special. Yeah, you drop 3 more after that.
Yeah, I hope so too. Like, hope we get like a good stand-up special.
An actual funny one, and not just him unpacking some shit, which is still important. but doesn't, you know, because of how heavy it was, I wouldn't say it's rewatchable, you know. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Unpredictable, but you're familiar with how talented Jamie Foxx is, then what are you doing? Like, check it out. Let us know what you think. Give us your rating. I'm First Class Reg.
And I am Taurian B.
We're out of here.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Dun dun.